So tell me, because is it last week or the week before, there arose an issue with the committee that you sit in.
Yes.
And the leader of majority and the leader of minority said there is a member, I believe it's the chair, the former chair, who had been using the public participation kitty to the benefit of his constituency in the exclusion of others. First of all, how much is that kitty of public participation?
That was far from the truth. And you know what had happened is they could not allow anybody else to comment on that matter. It was the majority leader and the minority leader who seems to have become more of the majority than the minority. So what happened is I think they conspired somewhere because they only took him the chance. But let me now put the record straight. What happens in every financial year, Parliament as House is expected to go and conduct public participation. Now, in that public participation, what we look for are projects which are community-based at that level, which have not been factored by the executive in the budget. So that our public participation as Parliament is not just an activity, we don't just do it for the sake of doing it. And this was started in 2014 because I was still in Parliament. When we had a discussion with President Uhuru then, and we did agree that it's important when you members of Parliament go out there to conduct public participation, that the public can see some initiatives which have come out of this activity. So every year we have been factoring that amount. If you look at the budget policy statement now, there's a figure of 3 billion called public participation. Last year it was 2 billion public participation. But what has happened over time? Now, once you give this a figure for public participation, we identify counties which will be visited. And as a budget committee, we have already planned that by 3 years, we'll have done everybody in the country because we do 16 each year, which means 16 times 3 is 48. We have 47 counties. We've already done that too already. Now, when you go out there to 16 counties, you share that money of 2 billion to the 16 counties. And then you are able to do the projects. Now, what has happened, people have now taken advantage of that quote public participation and push their own interest into the budget. You realize that when you look, if you are to analyze, and I would be challenging them one day, that we come up with that, specifically saying how much money has gone to so and so, how much you see it. What has happened is they are blaming the chair budget, but I can tell you for sure, if you look at the money, more so for roads which had been put there, the roads belonged to cabinet ministers, PSCs, senior government officials, who push their interests through the public participation component. And that's why you could hear the figure was being mentioned about 19 billion. The budget committee had only 2 billion. 17 billion was personal interest. And that's what I was telling you, because it seems that the budget is now being prepared somewhere else, which we don't know. That's how you get these figures coming to it. But the reality is we have only, last year was 2 billion, this year we have 3 billion. And this is the budget policy statement. But
And that accusation that Dindi Nyoro, former chair budget and MP for Kiharu, has been taking advantage of his position to take resources to his constituency, is it possible within...
Not within the budget committee. That's why I said that discussion would have been held somewhere outside, not within the budget committee.
Okay.